1:59 p.m. August 18, 2024. I just saw a post that about a missing person who's 27 years old that looks nearly identical to a female named Angie from my graduating class, Wapsie Valley High School in 1990. So I'll post that one in the description below here first on youtube.com/@ WADEHEINEMAN. I filled up the description of the prior video with X posts, so I'm starting a new audio. Again, it's August 18, 2024. I'm half mile north of Fairbank, Iowa on V68, west side of the road. Been here all night. Got at home about 5:25, I think it was, around that time yesterday. And I've been here since. I have not left the property. The fuel gauge was reading much lower than it was when I went to sleep last night. I have all the doors locked and wired shut from the inside except one. I blocked the unlock button with a unlock. It's like a mechanism. It's it's the old style. I don't know if you can hear it. That with a screw, so they couldn't unlock it, hopefully, because I wanted to have one that wasn't wired shut in case I had to go to the restroom, go outside and go to the bathroom or pee or whatever. So that's why I didn't wire the one shut. I figured that would suffice, but the gas level was way down on the gauge. I don't know if it's a gauge issue, but my van should not have moved from about midnight to 2 a.m. when I moved it from the driveway to the side yard by the mobile home. And no one else should ever be on this property since 2014 other than myself and my parents, who are 83 and 82 years old and farm the place. As I mentioned on my x.com/WADES2ND today, I have the plate that I got off the very cheap fixer-upper camper that I bought with my SSI money and towed over to my property in Northwest Iowa, so I can have a place to stay when I fixing on the property, because there's nothing in the home that is livable at all. There's nothing in there that's livable. There's been no work done to it. If somebody is doing work to a home in Northwest Iowa, it's not my home, and I don't know where their home is that they're having work done to. My home was started buying it, I think late summer 2023, and I made payments on it. Because even though it was only $900 and $200 fees, so it ended up being $1,100 was the amount that I paid on, but it was a $900 property, tax sale property, that they were just trying to get off their books. And the house is completely destroyed. It needs everything, including foundation work, major foundation work. So that's why I need a place to stay when I'm up there. So I showed the very cheap fixer-upper camper that I bought with my SSI money up there. And I took the plate off because it's a currently registered Wisconsin RV that the guy gave to me the plate with it so I could tow it home. And I have the plate, and he said he didn't want it back, so I took it off when I got it up there because it's on my property. I don't have to have the plate on it since it's on the property there. My camper, my property, my plate I have with me. So, and that indicated the code enforcement DMV vehicle drove by to the north here today. I don't have to register tow dolly. They won't allow you to register tow dolly in Iowa. I don't know if he knows that or not, but you can't register tow dolly. I have a bill of sale for it. It's actually my mother's, technically, because she gave me a loan to buy the Chevy Express van that I'm driving. And I paid for the tow dolly with the money they gave me because I ended up paying less for the van than I anticipated, and or less for a vehicle than I anticipated. And so the tow dolly is technically hers. It doesn't have to be registered in Iowa, so it doesn't have to have a plate on it or anything. It's considered part of the vehicle when you're towing something because that's what it does. It tows vehicles. So I've tried to register them before, and they won't allow me to at Fayette County DMV. So or DMV, I think. Well, register. I think it's DMV. Anyway, where you register vehicles, they won't let me register a tow dolly over a lifetime. I've had them since the 2000s. I've had tow dollies and I've never had to register one, but I got the bill of sale. And so in Iowa, the guy owned it in Iowa. So you can't register it. You can't get a title for it. You might be able to get a title for it. I don't know, but you can't register it in Iowa. So you're not required to have a title for it in Iowa. You just have to have ownership of it, which I have, and I have a bill of sale from the guy I got it on Craigslist from. But it's technically my mother's because she gave me a loan to buy this van, a short-term loan. After I sell the meteorites that I have, I'm going to pay her back. That's what the deal was. I end up giving the Prius to a guy that signed the mobile home over to me because I didn't want the criminals sabotaging my Prius. It ran fine when I dropped it off to Steve on the 9th. And again, he looks like Santa Claus. He's in his 70s. It's not some young Steve in his 20s, 30s, or 40s. That would be a criminal again. It's always some criminal depicting who I mention online. Steve has always lived in Orrin that I've known him, and he'll always live in Orrin. I mean, he's set up there. He's got 2 properties there, and he's not going anywhere. So that's who I delivered the car to. Signed it over to him the night before, or the day before. So whatever he does with the Prius after that, or whoever he allows to drive it, is up to him. It was in his driveway, and he chose to do what I gave him both sets of keys. He was right there. I made sure I waited because he wasn't there when I got there, and I talked to the neighbors who used to babysit me when I was a kid across the road. I talked to them for an hour probably, which was good. Initially I didn't want to talk to them because I was tired and I was kind of grumpy. I was tired, but I ended up being good because the guy is really cool. I'm glad I talked to him. His wife convinced me to talk to him, or his girlfriend. I don't know what it is. His wife died a long time ago, so I don't know if he got remarried or if it's just his living girlfriend. But they're both really cool people, really nice people. So I'm glad I ended up talking to them. Really glad. So it's one of those things you think you don't want to do something, and it turns out to be the best thing that it could have been. But I don't want to overstate it, but it was cool to talk to him for, I don't know, it's 45 minutes to an hour probably. And then Steve showed up. Again, he looks like Santa Claus. He's large, heavy set guy, drinks beer, has scruff all over his face. I don't know if he's always clean shaved or he's always has scruff on his face or not. So I can't say what he's going to look like from one day to the next, but he's rotund like Santa Claus, and that's probably not going to change because he has health issues. So it's not his fault that he's heavier, I don't think, in some ways. So, but I like him too, so we got along fine. It's just my life's been sabotaged for 10 years, and when he signed the mobile home over to me, there was a balance on it. He didn't say I owed him anything, and I asked him, and he said, no, you don't owe me anything, but I still owed him something, so I signed over the Prius to him, which he was happy with. So I'm happy that he got paid back. He was happy with the deal. So finally that's resolved. It was resolved in 2019 as far as financially because he signed over the mobile home to me. But in my mind, it wasn't resolved because I still owed him money. So that's rectified now. I owe my mother $2,000 for the loan she gave me on the van, which ended up costing me $1,000, and then I paid for the tow dolly with that and the gas money, all the gas money that it took to go get the van, get the Prius back, get the tow dolly, all that stuff. It take significant amount of gas to do those things, Plus, I had to tow that camper. So I used all the $2,000, and I owe my mother $2,000 for that. That's all I paid for the van, though. So, all these people driving brand new vehicles around me, it seems like they're trying to equate their vehicles to mine. No. All these vehicles driving around me that people seem to be flaunting are way, way more expensive than what I paid for. So, and I didn't make any deals online about it. Seems to be that seems to me the indications, because of I offered to pick up a free washer and dryer. The person did not respond to me, and now it's indicated that I didn't follow through on something. No, they just never responded to me. So I don't know if there's digital manipulation going on like that, like where they're saying I'm offering to buy all these things. No. I haven't not followed through on any deals yet. There's one mower that I was going to pick up in central Iowa, and I had to cancel that day because it took me longer to pick up the Chevy van than I anticipated. Or was it picking up the Prius? No, it's picking up the Chevy van. And then the camper, that cheap camper that I'm going to use to stay in while I fix up my property. It took me longer to do that, and I figured, since I had to delay, I figured that mower would be gone, so I just said go ahead and sell it because I'm going to need a mower, and it was only $100 or $150 for a fairly nice mower, so usually those are gone fast. So I wasn't worried about him selling it, but I had to delay that, along with a chainsaw. I had to delay picking that up too. So, I'm not going to drive all the way to Des Moines to pick up a chainsaw. So I had to delay that. If he still got it, when I get that way, I will go get it. But those were both delayed because it took me longer to get the van and the camper than I anticipated. I haven't heard back from the guy with the mower because and some of these messages are disappearing, like the one with the address of the van where I picked up the van disappeared off my texting, and the address on Google Maps disappeared. And again, I'm getting indications that I'm, making offers that I'm not making, or not following through on deals that I made. This has been going on since 2014, that the criminals are deceiving people about stuff I look at on Craigslist. I don't know what they're doing, but they seem to be justifying buying a bunch of stuff by things that they claim I did on Craigslist that I didn't do. So I try to be as cautious and careful as I can, but when sometimes deals fall through, and everybody that does deals knows that, especially when you're trying to find things at a low price, because I'm on SSI, I can't pay a lot for it. So those deals happen quick, and the stuff is gone fast. So, I might offer to buy something, and they might, which they haven't. I've gotten not many responses that they've agreed that I could buy it or pick it up for free or whatever. And if I don't get it done, if I don't make the arrangements to pick it up right away, lots of times that's gone right away because it's either free or very inexpensive. So, whatever they're portraying of me making a bunch of deals I didn't follow through on, they're staging those lies digitally so they can justify getting things cheap or free or however they're getting things. They're deceivers. I'm sorry.